people, what is going on? Welcome back to E20 Zone TV, late night player ratings edition. On here, Everton 1, West Ham United 1. Good away at a point against the side in a new gaff who hadn't conceded a goal, and they were pretty decent, but we managed to get something out of the game. Obviously, that was Nuno's first game, which is always a plus, and the manager bounce is back in full effect. Before I get started on this video, please do smash like on the video, subscribe to E20 Zone TV, hit the notification bell, and if you want to become a member of the channel and support the channel, check out the membership stuff down below. Before I do get started, I hope everyone got on the double chance that I said. Absolute one of the best bets I've seen all year. And it's very rare of me to sort of put out bets without it being a membership side of things, but I'll put it out to everyone because I think everyone needs a few quid at the current time. And a double chance bet on West Ham was absolutely golden today, and it sort of proved it. The bookies mucked up on their prices, and West Ham managed to get something out of the game. And we're here to talk about it. So let's get started on the player ratings, and we're going to go with this man, Alphonse Areola, #1 goalkeeper. No Mads Manson, no Lucas Fabianski. I thought his kicking tonight was not great. When they were trying to play it out of the back, he got caught a few times, but his shot stopping was excellent. I thought he was okay today, Areola. I'm going to give him a 7. Like, there's nothing you can do with the goal. I think he kept us in the game in the second half. Like, when Everton come out, they was all over us, and he was all right. He was all right. So I'll make it short and sweet. 7 out of 10 for me, for Areola. Nothing amazing. Kicking is a problem, right? But he did keep us in the game at 1-0, and we managed to get something out of the game. Let's move on to this man, Kyle Walker-Peters. Had a troubling evening with Jack Grealish, but did a pretty good job on him in the end. Solid performance from Kyle Walker-Peters today. Do you know what I mean? The issue with Kyle Walker-Peters is he goes forward and he checks his run and he passes the ball backwards. Does it so many times. But at times that I want him just to bomb on, a bit like the other fullback that we got that I'm going to get to. But he doesn't. He seems to just go forward, and he's very safe in his approach. There was a time in the first half where he needed to gamble on a situation, and he didn't, and obviously the ball didn't get to him. For dealing with Jack Grealish, I'm going to give him a high 6 for me. I could give him a 7, and I think it would warrant a 7, but I'm going to go with a high 6 on Kyle Walker-Peters. I thought it was a good performance. Not amazing, but good. Do you know what I'm saying? High 6 for me. Let's come to this guy, Mr. Max Kilman. I thought it was a better performance tonight. Better performance. I thought he dealt with everything that they needed to deal with. I thought first half, though, they was a bit shaky. And the goal is a poor goal to give away, especially in the first half. But second half, they was all right. Max seemed to come into his own, and hopefully Nuno can get the Max Gilman that was at Wolves for all them years and really put in a pretty decent performance. I'm going to give Max a 7. I thought he was all right tonight. He's not an 8. He's not a 6. Solid 7 out of 10 for me. Going to come to this guy, Mr. Mavropanos. Do you know what? It's a tricky one for me because sometimes I look at him and I think he is what he is. Do you know what I mean? He's like your third choice centre half. I thought Mav was poor for the goal, really bad for the goal. And there was moments in the game where he just wasn't great. Just wasn't, I needed to see better from him. And you're not going to get better from him because he is what he is. He's a third choice centre half, and he's the man who's playing at the minute because the other fucking defenders are shit. So, it is what it is. I'm going to give him a high 5. High 5 out of 10. He's not a 7. He's not like any lower than that. I'll give him a high 5 for me. I thought there was moments, especially in the second half, where he threw his head on the ball, done some decent bits of play, but defensively especially when he's got the ball to his feet. He could have given away a penalty and all. Like, that was a heart in the mouth moment. I'll give him a high 5 out of 10 for me. Let's move on to this kid. What a signing. If Graham Potter and Carl McCoy done something right, it's bringing Malick Diouf to West Ham United. What a player. What a fucking player, mate. I cannot praise this kid up enough. I can't stress enough how good this kid is. Now, I'm going to be balanced in this opinion. I thought first half, he wasn't really in the game. He was not in the game enough for me. There was times where he was making fouls. He wasn't getting forward enough. And when he was going forward, he wasn't getting the crosses in early enough. Second half, completely different ball game. Completely different ball game. There was a run that he made where he literally went past two Everton players. He puts a cross in, and I'm telling you something now. If we've got a centre forward in there who had the legs to catch up with Malick Diouf, we're scoring that goal and we're probably winning that game. His crossing is excellent. What I like about Malick is that it's a variety of crosses. One ball will be straight in there first time. Another one will be a touch and straight in there. Different heights, different speeds, different angles, everything. Yeah, he's not about himself. He's about the team. And every time he gets the ball, he's looking to get that ball straight in there to the attackers to do the job, to put the ball in the back of the net. Defensively tonight, I thought he was okay. I don't think he was great tonight defensively. Not as usual. He did give away a couple of fouls. He gave away a foul right at the end. I was thinking, oh, Malick, you've just put us in it a little bit, but we defended the situation. But going forward, this geezer's dynamite. Absolute dynamite. If we can get him and Wan-Bissaka on either flank going backwards and forwards and being good defenders, as good sort of fullbacks, we'll be all right. We'll be all right. I'm actually going to give Malick an 8, a high 8 for me. I thought he was absolutely superb. I thought the first half was quiet. I don't think he was impactful in the first half. Second half, different ball game. Completely different ball game. I don't know what happened in the second half, but there were so many times where he was running down that wing and he looked like a breath of fresh air. And him and Somerville working well together was excellent. He really was. High 8 for me. He's probably going to be my man in the match, if I'm being honest. I thought he was excellent in the second half, and he sort of come into the game as the game went on. So yeah, high 8 for me. Let's go to Mateus Fernandes. Do you know what? Tricky one. Absolute tricky one, because he just doesn't, unless I'm seeing something off the ball, right? He doesn't do enough. Doesn't do enough for me to say like how he impacts the game. Do you know what I'm saying? He's the sort of person that he picks up the loose balls, he runs around, he gets stuck in. But is he going to make goals? I just don't see it. I don't see the impactfulness of him in the final third. I see him getting stuck in, the energy and everything. He did come off in the game. So, it's a bit of this is a tricky rating for me. I don't want to be harsh on the kid, but he just doesn't do enough for me at the minute. I need to see a little bit more. If I can see a little bit more, then it is what it is. I've just done a space about 20 minutes ago, and they were saying to me, like, £40 million, he's got to be doing more. We overpaid 40 million when we all know it. He's worth about 35 mil. But nevertheless, he has got to try and influence the game, right, from a midfield position. I just don't think he does it enough. Defensively, good. Attacking wise, not so good. I'll give him a high 6 for me. I thought he was okay, right? Just okay for me. Let's come to Magassa. Interesting one. He gets booked. He has to come off. Obviously, he was substituted off, and it was like a safe sub from Nuno. I thought at the start he was nervous, and what we are noticing with him is the nerves are sort of fading a little bit faster now. Started off nervous, gave the ball away a few times in the first half, and I was like, oh, come on, mate, we need you on the ball here. And then it's sort of it was like a flick of a switch, boom, right? And he was everywhere. And I do mean this, he was absolutely everywhere in the game. He got stuck in, he was tackling, and I think Nuno just brought him off for the safe option because he didn't want him to get sent off. And obviously he had options on the bench. Nevertheless, he did play okay, and for that, I am going to give him a decent rating. I'm going to give him a high six. I thought he was decent. He's not a seven. He's not an eight. He's not a five. I give him a high six for me. He's going to get better. That's the main thing. Is he's only going to improve over a period of time. But I thought he was okay today for what he did when he was on the pitch. So high six for me. Going to come to this guy, Mr. Lucas Paqueta. For me, not enough. Not enough. That just doesn't do enough. Falls over a lot. Um, and yeah, he will win you the odd foul. There was a chance in the second half where Malick Diouf has done some great work down the wing, puts the ball across, and Paqueta's got to hit it first time. He has to hit it first time. And I'm watching it on the watch along. I'm going, well, just hit the fucking ball first time, Lucas. Right, do right. At least make something happen. He takes a touch. He loses the ball. I've got to mention in the first half the free kick. That was probably one of the worst free kicks I've ever witnessed this season with West Ham. We have got a position outside the box on the right hand side, and you've got all the big boys in there. You got Fulkrug in there. You got obviously Mavropanos, Kilman, everyone. Right. You first of all, you've got three players around the ball. Then Lucas Paqueta grabs the ball, takes the free kick, runs towards an Everton player, then passes the ball backwards. It just made no sense. I don't rate his performance today. I just don't think it was good enough. There was times where he goes missing in games and you just don't see him. I mean, we need Lucas Paqueta hitting sevens, eights out of tens minimum. If we're going to do anything this year, and let's be honest, we need to stand the league this year, right? He needs to be doing more. I just don't think he does enough for me at present. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's happened. He started the season off well, and he sort of faded out ever since the Nottingham Forest game. Funny enough, so I'm going to give him. I'll give him a five. I just don't think he done nothing of any note today to warrant like praise, so to speak. Um, and yeah, he gets involved in he he gets involved in situations which he doesn't need to get involved in, and that's a bit of a problem also. But yeah, I'm gonna give him a 5 out of 10 for me. Got to come to this guy, Mr. Crysencio Somerville. What a player! What a player! We keep him fit. We've got a gem on our hands. Obviously, he was signed last summer. He's had a mixed bag year with West Ham. Started off okay, wasn't really playing under Lopetegui. Potter comes in, gets injured straight away. Now he's working his way back. I think under Nuno, you could have a situation with like an Alanga stroke, like Hudson Odoi sort of player in regards to Crysencio Somerville. I thought it was excellent tonight. I thought it was absolutely excellent. He could have scored, had a great chance. Pickford made it a save. One thing with this kid is he's direct, he's forward thinking, he's looking to try and go forward, he's looking to try and beat a man. I think teams double up and triple up on him because they know that he is the outlet for West Ham. But nevertheless, I thought he was excellent. He did come off with a slight injury, or maybe it was like precaution, but I thought he was great. I really did. And I thought he was an impact from start to finish. He actually did win the man of the match, which was presented on Sky. I'm giving him an 8. I think him and Diouf were brilliant all day, all night. I think Cry's a sort of geezer that he needs the ball over the top and down the sides so he can run onto. I don't like Crysencio Somerville picking the ball up and driving with it, because I think teams will look at him and go, right, just isolate him, get two man on him, and then he's none and void. But nevertheless, I do feel that if we can get balls down the side for him to run onto, and we can play this counter-attacking style that we need to play, he's going to be an absolute gem of a player to have around. So yeah, give him an 8 out of 10. Thought he was excellent, start to finish, and come off, and he won man of the match also. Let's come to this guy, Mr. Nicholas Fulkrug. Absolutely shit. I'm sorry. I'm not buying it anymore. People were gassing him up, saying he's going to cook. He's going to cook this. I've got to take an L. I really do. The geezer, I was expecting 15 goals from him this season, and I had a bet on him to score 15 goals this season at the start of the season. I'll be lucky if this geezer gets 15 shots in the season. Then on 15 goals in the season. Does nothing. Yeah. People were saying that, yeah, he wins flick-ons and he holds the ball up well. We need more than that. Like, there was a moment in the second half where Malick Diouf is literally bombarding down that side, right, down that sort of left-hand side. And he beats two Everton players, and Fulkrug is literally lightly jogging into the box. And I literally done my nut on the watch along. I was like, I can't handle this. Like, Malick is literally trying his hardest to get this ball into the box, and he's, if anything, Malick's just too fast for the players up top. But Fulkrug tonight, for me, gets a 2. I thought he was shit. Ineffective. How he played 90 minutes, I do not know. I simply do not know how he played 90 minutes. Puzzles me on that one. Doesn't look like scoring a goal in a minute. And that's a problem. Do you know what I'm saying? And we need people that are going to look to score goals. He doesn't look like he's going to score any goals anytime soon. So that's a problem. I'm giving him a 2. If people are going to say it's harsh, yeah, we've got a point. I'm looking at individual performances. His performance tonight did not warrant him staying on the pitch for 89, 90 minutes. He comes off on the 90th minute, and how he played 90 minutes is beyond me. It really is. Comes this man, Mr. Jared Bowen, the saviour. Right. Now, I'm going to put this into context. Up until the goal, he was like a ghost. He wasn't in the game. Wasn't in the game in the first half. Second half, he was trying to do stuff, but he was either getting tackled and wasn't really in the game, if I'm being truthfully honest. Once he gets that chance, bang, he scores. He comes alive. The Bowen that we know comes alive, and the Bowen that we know saves West Ham yet again. It is a concern that if Bowen's not in the game, right, who else is going to score the goals for us? Because listen, Bowen carries this team on his shoulders as captain, as a person who is of quality. He carries us. The issue is, can he carry us all the time when other players are not performing? The goal's excellent. Cuts inside, does what he does. Let's fly over a shot, bottom corner, goal. Great finish. One thing I did like about him tonight, he was in his natural position, right? He was in a position that he knows like the back of his hand, inside forward, on the right, cutting inside, trying to make things happen, trying to let shots go. First half, he was quiet. Second half, he was effective. Great goal. I'm going to give him a high 7 for me. I don't think he done enough in the first half, but I think the whole team was poor in the first half. And I think the second half, he sort of scored the goal that helped us get the result that we needed. So, yeah, high 7 for me. Great finish from Bowen. And hopefully that's a start of a little trend with him. Right, let's come to the subs. I'm going to go through them quickly. We've got Freddie Potts, who come on, and I'm going to be honest, he looked pretty sound. Really good. Very calm on the ball, very composed, very sort of like no nonsense, very safe. I think he needs to do a little bit more if he's going to develop over the period of time with West Ham, but I thought what he done tonight was excellent. So I'll give him a high 6. Lewis Guilherme comes on, doesn't really do anything. Doesn't do anything of any note. And when you're coming on to replace Crescencio Somerville, there's a massive drop there. I think there's a player with Lewis Guilherme, but how long do you give him? Like, how long do you give him? Because obviously, when you're bringing these players on, we need them to perform now. We don't need them to perform in 2 years' time. So, for me, I'll give him a 5, Lewis Guilherme. Igor and Andy Irving both come on in the 90th minute. I'd give them standard 5s. They didn't really do anything of any note. How Andy Irving gets games, I don't know. I really don't. But both of them get a 5 out of 10. Now, let's come to this man. Nuno Espirito Santo. Wow. Um, right, let's break this down. First off, team selection. Can't really argue with it. He's gone with the strongest team that he believes is possible. He's gone 4-3-3, which I like. This five at the back gimmick that people keep have been saying for ages, and people have even come at me. YouTubers have been coming at me and saying, "Oh, five at the back works." Biggest load of shit going. Don't like five at the back. Don't even want to see that again. Ruins teams, ruins clubs, ruins managers. Right? Goes 4-3-3. We go 1-0 down, and obviously get to half time. My issue with Nuno tonight is why the fuck is Füllkrug playing 90 minutes? Like, why? Yeah, you got Wilson on the bench, who you could have brought on basically for 20 minutes to go. He has a lot more energy than Füllkrug. He's a goal threat. And it felt like to me that Nuno, once we went 1-1, he was trying to shut up shop and trying to see it out and trying to get a point, which I can understand it. Listen, we need points. Points win prizes. And I can understand it. Obviously, we end up getting the point in the end, but I don't understand why Falkrew was on the pitch for so long. The Crescencio Somerville sort of substitution, I think it was because of a slight injury. Fine, I can accept that to a point. The Falkrew one, I can't accept. I really can't. He's had 48 hours as manager of West Ham, so that's got to be taken into account. Also, the drop-in of James Ward-Prowse was a statement of intent. It was basically saying, this is my team, I'm going to do what I want, how I want it, and I don't care what anyone thinks, which is fine. And it worked tonight. It worked in the end. It didn't work in the first half. And at half time, he got them in there and he felt like he gave them a right bollocking because they was out early in the second half. And hopefully this is the start of something. I really do hope so. Do you know what I mean? Nuno is he's got a good CV, and we're going to know how good this man is. Obviously, he did bring Potts on, and he did start Magassa. It sort of worked tonight. It worked in his favour. So I'm going to give him, for tonight's performance, I'm going to give him an 8, high 8 for me, not a 9. The first half and the early part of the second half was worrying because when West Ham come out in early in the second half, we was camped in our own half, and if Everton score that second goal, then it's game over. Once we scored, we looked like we was going to go and win the game. But one thing I am pleased about tonight, and I really am pleased about it, is that we didn't collapse under the pressure like we usually do when we go 1-0 down. We went 1-0 down, we dusted ourselves down, we got to half time, we really sort of analysed the situation. We come out second half, we weathered the storm, then we scored, and then we looked like we could go on to win the game, but we just didn't have the personnel in there to sort of finish off these chances that we was being given, basically. So yeah, Nuno gets an 8 out of 10 for me. Solid start. Big point away from home with a side that has been getting hammered in games, and it's going to be interesting to see how Nuno copes now. I do believe that the next 3 games are huge in all different ways. I think the Arsenal game is huge, that we don't get hammered in the game. I think it's a tough game, but don't get hammered and don't wreck the sort of morale of the side before an international break. And I do believe the Brentford and Leeds game are 2 of the biggest games of the season. Like for West Ham, West Ham need 4 points out of them games minimum. West Ham need to beat Brentford and not lose against Leeds, or vice versa. So the next 3 games are huge in all different ways. And to round it up, I think Nuno's passion and desire tonight got us through that one, because I did see it once we scored. You felt the emotion of the man, and I think he wants to do well. I think also this is a statement from him, if I'm being truthfully honest, that he wants to prove a point to Nottingham Forest, that they let go a manager who knew what he was doing, and they thought that they could get better, so they fucked him off. And we've sort of gone in there and got the man out who's, let's be honest, in our situation, we'd take anyone at the minute because Potter was just destined for failure. So, you know, it's a good night. It's a good point. I think now we're going to have to build on this. We're going to have to be a bit more sharper in our approaching games. But one thing I am happy about tonight is we didn't collapse under any pressure whatsoever. Like going 1-0 down away at Everton, sometimes we would have, or normally, especially this season, we would have collapsed and we would have lost that game 2-3-0. But we didn't. We managed to stay in the game. We got the goal and we got a point out the game, which I'm happy with. I really am. And just to round up on this before we make a move, and I really do appreciate you all tonight. And please do smash a like on the video. It really does go a long way. Is this style of play bollocks has to stop. It really does. I think this season we have to grind results out. I think we've got a manager that will grind results out. He will have a style of play of playing. And if it ain't working, he will grind the result out to make sure that we don't lose the game. I want to see West Ham win games and not lose games, especially not lose games in a fashion that we're trying to go around it. I'm not buying this style of play bollocks anymore. I really am not. I've had it for 2 years. I've had people telling me saying, I want to see the West Ham way. I haven't seen this, I haven't seen that. Sorry, I'm not listening to it no more. If you want the West Ham way, you need to get rid of David Sullivan. Simple as that. Because with David Sullivan at the helm, you're never going to get the West Ham way, right? Because he just doesn't believe in it. So, like, I do think that needs must right now is to basically get to January in a position where West Ham are in a position where West Ham can fire money at it and get us out of this trouble. It's a good start tonight, but obviously it's one game. Let's see where we are in 10 under Nuno. I think I'm more confident than I was with Potter. I'll be straight. I am a little bit more confident in that regard. But I do think the next 3 games are 3 big games in all different ways. Right. It's going to be interesting to see how West Ham cope at the Emirates against a side that we have beaten twice at the Emirates over the last 2 years. And then we've got Brentford and Leeds, which are 6-pointers. Like, they are huge. Right. So we are going to find out how good West Ham are over the next coming weeks. But listen, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know if you agree or disagree with me. And listen, I want to thank everyone tonight. I was really in a really bad sort of down mode earlier on. I was thinking to myself, like with the YouTube and everything. Done the watch along, had a really good crack with a load of people on there. Done the afterthought, which was good. Listen, I'm not moaning. I'm not moaning about the situation, but I'm a realist. And I look at it for the whole 90 minutes, not just the last 30. So you got to be real, because I'm not going to sit here and lie. Do you know what I'm saying? And hopefully we can start to kick into gear and get away from this danger zone. It's a start. Long may it continue, and we'll see where we're at. But it's a good start from Nuno. Anyway, that's enough from me. Take care of yourselves out there. And I'll see you again in the next one. Peace.